So let's call the meeting to order at 6:37 p.m. And we'll start with the approval of the October minutes, which were sent out by email. I haven't heard of any changes. Does anyone have any comments or anything? No. Let me do Gina and Emma. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Do either of you have any comments on the minutes?
No, it was good. Well, fine with me.
Okay. Motion to approve October minutes?
I make a motion to approve.
Anyone second?
I second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone? Okay. The first thing, because I'd like us to take whatever time we need on this, but I don't think it'll take a lot of discussion, is the project account survey. And I'm going to keep, Gina and Emma, I'm going to keep you guys unmuted so you can be a part of whatever discussion here you'd like. 152 valid surveys were received. We had more surveys than that, but some of them were not full names, or one teacher wrote Santa Claus, and so they don't count because I specifically said your name because we needed to be sure that people didn't vote more than once. So if they just put the letter S, it doesn't count. So I removed any invalid entries. There were 152 valid, 108 parents, and 44 teachers. 86, the first choice was Chromebooks. 34, the first choice was Walkway. 16, the first choice was cameras, and 18, the first choice was walkies. So that was over 56% chose Chromebooks, second choice being 22% choosing the walkways. So I don't think there's really much of a debate there. I don't know, and we can talk more about it later if we need to. I don't know how much money we'll really have because we haven't done all the other purchases that we've already approved, right? Like we didn't spend a full $3,000 on the mics.
So what I have is $290 on the Highlands Autobus.
No, those are the grants. Those are the grants. The project account.
Oh gosh, and I'm putting them together. I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah, they're separate.
Okay, the mics.
Yeah.
$2,852 for the mics.
So we didn't spend a full
$512 for the umbrellas.
Mm-hmm. There might be a little more there because we told them we had also paid for storage.
So
they may have to spend a little more.
In my mind, I was putting.
That's okay. They're both big expenses, so.
Well, I put a few things. So anyway, so that's like $3,400. So
and then we've
like half of the.
When we approved $750 for the makerspace, which Janice has not ordered yet.
Yeah.
And then we approved a few hundred to do those tablecloths, which we haven't even started yet.
Yeah.
So we have some money, but we probably don't have a full $5,000 yet. To do like a cart of the Chromebooks, but we're probably not far. What I want us to discuss is do we say, so some of the comments, I didn't bring them, but I can release them for all of you if you'd like to see them. Some of the comments were, please get a full set of Chromebooks for each grade 5 through 8. And the school has one set right now. The school is also trying to do some other fundraisers to raise money for Chromebooks. So it is like a joint effort. Obviously a need that people want. What I'd like for us to discuss is, do we say, okay, we'll contribute until grade 5 through 8 all have a set, whether it comes from the school or from us or whoever, like that will be what we work towards, and then after that our money goes to something else, or do we say we'll buy one cart and then the money goes to something else after that? Like, what do we want to do? What do we want to make our decision to be based on the results?
Okay, so before we jump ahead, Rebecca, I thought that we were doing something that would benefit the entire school. Seems like this would only benefit 5 to 8.
I think it could be used for the whole school eventually. Like they all need better technology. That was just a lot of the comments was that 5 and 8 needed it the most.
Okay.
Because I had a recent. Amy, can you hear me?
I can, barely though.
My understanding, because I had a recent conversation about Chromebooks, is that right now the Chromebook cart can be used by anyone in the school. What they're trying to do is allow the teachers that access the most students to have it. So currently, Miss Van Alphen in 5th grade has it because she teaches 80 students. She teaches science to the entire 5th grade. So anyone can get it. They're just targeting the teachers who impact the most students. And the reason that a lot of people are saying 5 through 8 is because beginning in 5th grade, almost every single assignment the kids do every single day at home and in school is on the computer. So my 5th grader, this is the first year we've experienced this technology shift. Literally everything, even her homework, she does and turns in online through the programs they run. So that's why the technology is aimed at those grades, because they're using it the most heavily. Not to leave anybody else out or not allow them access, but just because they use it the most.
That makes sense, Brittany. Thank you so much for that explanation. And I'm all for technology, but I want to know that it is all throughout the school, because you know I have 2nd graders, and I still want them to be able to utilize whatever technology that we have in the school. So.
Well, and any funding we have should. I mean, it really should represent everyone as much as possible.
Okay, but that makes sense. I get it, Brittany. Thanks.
So what other
and I
questions? Sorry. Go ahead, Gina.
I agree with Emma. I think it should target everybody, but I have seen our beautiful display of laptops, and we need new ones. I mean, we're talking, and we're working without buttons. We've got missing keys. We've got, I mean, the batteries die. They just, I mean, they could be plugged in and die. And it's just, it's sad. It's really sad that this is how, they're like, you wouldn't want your 2nd graders on these laptops. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, you really wouldn't. They're just that. I mean, they're abused at this point. They've been, who knows how old they are, and it's sad because the kids really try. I've watched them. I mean, I've watched somebody hit an enter button that isn't there, but they're hitting it, and they're like, but it doesn't work, and I'm like, it's not there. I'm like, you probably have pushed that little button so hard so many times, done. So, I mean, they don't, even though they have carts of laptops, they don't all work. And they are missing pieces, and, I mean, I don't even know what if, I mean, I get it, but what if we even look into, like, refurbished Chromebooks? Like, they're still all new components. They're less expensive, but they're still the same, you know, they're still all new stuff. It's just they've had to go in and fix something. I mean, it's always an option. I'm not saying we do it, but it is something else to look at.
Something else
that was just my 2 cents.
Something else I've noticed is that as a result of the condition of the current laptops and the fact that so much is reliant on them, the kids are losing a lot of productivity in class, having to reboot computers and having to switch computers or wait and take a turn when the finish.
True.
Yeah.
So they're
very true.
home a lot of work that they didn't finish in class when they could have if they had the correct technology.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I didn't want that just because it's such a big expense. I mean, we need so many. I don't know. That's why I didn't love this for this. But I know everybody wants it, and that's great. We have like nothing, and we need a lot.
But and so the reason these 4 things even made it, one, they were discussed at our last meeting. These are we either funded, rejected, or added them to the survey. So those were what was brought up. There are a million things the school needs, but you guys were there. These are the things that came up. Yeah. And when I mentioned them to Ms. Brighton, every single one of these is already on the school's radar too. And so it's not like we said anything that they're not thinking of. They have already gotten quotes for the cameras and the walkie-talkies, and they are aware that everybody wants a walkway.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Right, and I am supposed to schedule for one of the companies, because they do work with the schools a lot, to come here, but I have to talk to Jim too. Miss Wright, want him to be here too, because he knows exactly what they want. and we would need 3 quotes anyways, and they do know names of other companies that they don't have quotes from, but they have thought about. So
one of the things I thought of that did come up in the board meeting last night, they were discussing the master plan, and that it's not finalized, but they kept referencing that they had everything on the master plan that everyone wanted based on a survey that was done in 2016. I don't believe covered walkways are part of that, but that is logical to be part of a master plan. You're having architects come in and develop a plan, add in a quote for building these walkways in.
I mean, it's a campus-style school.
Yeah, I think that we, like, I can put it in my next report to the board that we did a survey and, you know, the second highest vote was for walkways. It's a huge expense. We, as parents, would like to see this added to the master plan. And then that gives them, they just can tell all their different architects to add in covered walkways as part of their quotes.
Well, there's a real chance that doing it as part of that process would be cheaper than bringing someone in.
Right, they're already,
because they're in here.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of, you know, adding on to an already expensive to-do list that's like a small drop in the bucket compared to what.
And the reality is probably, if we decided to fund for that, it could be 4 years before we have enough money to pay for something like that. So if we can defer that over to, hey, school, when you're doing any rebuilding, please make this a priority, maybe it'll get done that way a little bit sooner. But I love that we can say, hey, this is something people want. You know, can you consider making this happen? And there was something some of the staff that did not technically there, because PFI members are only parents and teachers. There were some staff that filled out a survey that did mention walkway, but I didn't count them in here because they technically don't count in this particular survey. But it doesn't mean their comments aren't real. You know, and we didn't poll the students. They might feel like it's
without children in the school.
Yes, if they wrote in as staff that I knew they had a kid, I just changed it to parent.
Okay.
Because there were a few people that did that, and I was like, oh, you're a parent, so let's change your tags. So, and that part's just because people don't really understand who's really. Yeah, I just didn't want us to inaccurately represent who really does have a voice in this. So let's assume if we look at the numbers a little more closely over the next month, we probably have gone, I haven't looked at it yet, we can even talk more about this after we review the budget. We probably have a couple areas in which we've already earned more than expected. I would assume spiritware, maybe campus collections, things like that. We might have enough to buy one cart of Chromebooks now. And then we could say, okay, we will at the end of the year buy 1 or 2 more depending on how much money we have or something like that.
Just for perspective, currently the way they're doing things, approximately 9 teachers a year are getting their hands on the Chromebooks. That would increase to 18. It's still only 18, which seems like a tiny, tiny number, but I mean, we would be doubling access just by purchasing 1 cart based on what they currently have. So that's a big difference.
And Janice did say,
and how many iPads on a cart?
20.
20.
I mean,
20 Chromebooks per cart. It includes
one class.
it includes all the software and then also that charging cart. Yeah, the software is a big chunk of it, but they have to have that educational software on there.
And then would we be responsible for keeping the software up to date?
No, we would
anything
basically give the money to the school, and same thing as the sunshades and things like that.
Okay.
Once we finance it, we're not doing anything else with it. We just contributed. We just donated.
Okay.
Unless they made it a request at some later date, and we were willing.
They could say, hey, can you guys fund, finance the software? Then that'd be a whole other issue. It wouldn't be. We were told that we could have, I don't necessarily care about this, but it probably is a nice touch. On the side of the cart, they could apply like a donated by PFI, sticker or something, just so it gets that face of like, they said if some other person, if an individual, if Fran donated $5,000 for a cart of Chromebooks, they would put her name on the side. So the state said, why would you not, why would they not do the same thing for PFI? So that's just something, just as an
And this is taken in consideration if the school, because it was discussed at the beginning, not at the end of the year, that the school was getting either funding or help, like some help from the government to get Chromebooks.
Yeah, there's
Like, is this taken in consideration with the pricing now?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because they said they were trying this, and if these computers didn't work, they would go to something else.
Oh, when they were just trying out the one set?
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, I kind of asked that too, because that was our question last month was, well, we don't want to fundraise for something if they're going to change their mind, but it sounds like everyone loves these Chromebooks. That they already use Google in the classroom, it just makes sense.
based on what the teachers I've heard who had their hands on the Chromebook, they're pretty happy with them.
Okay.
And it's making a huge difference. Like, bringing in a Chromebook after having used the laptops, world of difference.
Yeah, I can imagine. I didn't know if the...
I don't think I told you guys this. I may have mentioned it on the group me, but students started emailing me about it, saying,
Because
will
they
you
heard
please,
it.
yeah, will you please consider, I think I had 35 or 40 emails from students asking, will you get Chromebooks? Will you get us Chromebooks? And so I saved them all. When we published the survey, I replied to all of them and said, encourage your parents to participate. Chromebooks are on the survey if you're interested. Like, student vote doesn't count, but you can tell your teachers to vote, you know. So I wanted to make that personal touch back to them because they took the time to write. But they, I mean, even the kids are, and maybe their teachers nudged them a little bit to do it, I don't know, but they still was their words, you know, saying, and they gave me good reasons. They said, we don't have to get up and charge them in the middle of class. They don't die on us about, you know, we don't have to keep, something about logging in, like it doesn't take forever to log in, and like there was a random list of things coming from the students' voices of why they liked them too. So
I know I'm keeping. You know, if we don't, we only buy one card, and they have to be shared a lot. I don't see the life of them being.
The school needs to
very
continue to
long
buy more,
either.
right?
Like we need.
But yeah,
more.
definitely a drop in the bucket, but
Yeah.
I still feel that's the right
I
direction.
probably just.
I hear you.
Yeah, probably because
But
Penelope's younger, that I don't worry about it so much. I'm all about the security, but it doesn't seem like anybody else.
I mean, it was
kinda
a
is.
10
We
to
got
12
like a
comparatively. It was just Chromebooks were so significantly higher.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, I like the walkies were a few $1,000s. That's like an easy thing to do. You know, like the cameras were like 15 or something. They were a lot higher. But the walkies were so cheap. It's like, oh, it's hard not to just say, oh, let's buy those. But if we, yes, the reason for the survey takes it off of us of making that decision.
Sure.
We brought the survey to the people.
Yeah.
They spoke.
Sure.
We can't
we
just,
ignore.
we have, what we can decide though is, do we commit 5,000? Do we commit 10,000, 15?
Then we don't approve, like, then we don't do any of the other things.
Correct. I think we need to decide to do Chromebooks based on the survey. It's just, do we say we can buy one cart now and maybe one or two more carts by the end of the year over the summer based on how our other fundraisers and activities do, and that can be an encouragement when we have things come up. Hey, remember, if you buy high school pictures, you're buying Chromebooks.
Well, and if we got to that point by the end of the year, we could be looking at one per grade who uses them so heavily. And if the school's invested as well, we could get to a point, because I guess another question for me would be, who decides how they're used? So, like, if we purchase a set of Chromebooks, does it, like, I'm trying to explain myself really well. Right now, the one set of Chromebooks, it's up to Miss Kylan to decide who they go to. And that's where I mentioned that she's been trying to get them to the teachers who can get them into the hands of those students. So for this 1 month, these 80 students are getting to use them because that's how many people she reaches. So do we say, okay, here is a Chromebook cart for Miss Kylan to share with someone else, or do we make it a PFI goal to put 4 carts within the hands of 5, 6, 7, and 8 and designate I'm sorry, Ms. Kylan, but this is for the grade levels. So that would be a question as well.
Yeah. I don't know that we would
do
get to make that decision. I think that we could offer suggestions, but ultimately anything we provide for the school immediately becomes theirs. We can't put stipulations on our donation, but I think that it is fair for us to say, as parents, we think this would be a really cool way to use this.
I think like probably they have a system why they are doing it this
Well, I'm sure.
way.
Well, and the more there are, the looser it's going to be
Yeah.
because there's more to go around.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what.
And that's probably what at least the first step will go toward is go to Ms. Kylan so that she can double who she's reaching, which is great, and I agree.
So I don't know that we should say they're for Kylan.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, I don't think we would be able to say who they're for at all.
Right. Like, I think we just have to leave it to them. I'm going to hang up and call back in. My end is super staticky.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to hang up and call back in and hope it clears up. But, so
Okay.
I'll be right back. All right, bye.
so we had estimated there's about $7,000 like in this project account, of which we've spent on the mics and the umbrellas, like say half of it already. So it leaves like 3,500. But then Rebecca was saying there were a few things like Matthew's Alive. The check came in like $1,000 higher than.
So that's why, like, we would use just the leftover. We would
use the left
back on what we agree on.
Well, and our original plan was that this project account is what we didn't need in this year's budget, left over from last year. But if we look at it and we're at $4,500, we could decide, you know what, we can go ahead and allocate $500 more to go ahead and get one cart now, so we don't wait till May. So we would have to decide, and we would have to know that money is almost like an internal loan from the end of year amount. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We'd be
Like
moving
that
it.
500's got to go back.
We'd be moving it to the project account, knowing
That
we were going to have extra money at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know how we have to do it financially. I'd let Fran make that decision. I'm not trying to be weird, but we haven't even created the official savings account yet. So we could just decide, okay, that's officially not launching till next year. Here's what we have to work with. You know, we haven't even made that yet. So the money is still in sort of a
that's what I was asking
virtual
the
account.
math that we're doing it.
It's just in our bank account right
The
now.
other thing, we can, I guess, look at the budget again maybe in December or something, or, you know, soon and just adjust, like see if we adjust some things that have come in higher. And,
I do think that if every time we do any fundraiser at all, we remind people, listen, we are doing this to pay for the Chromebooks that everybody asked for. I think that would make people work a little harder because they already know, they visualize what they are working for and what they are getting. And let's advertise when we purchase a set of Chromebooks. Let's get something out onto the Facebook page of the kids using them. Hey guys, look at how excited the kids are. Look at how happy the teachers are. You did this by participating in the fundraisers, and then next time around,
yeah, like link your Harris Teeter gift card, scan your receipts for box tops. That's how we make money, and that is how we can really make people understand. Imagine what we like. You can't just say you want things. You can do this small thing, and now you can help us.
If we have 75 families that are linked to Harris Teeter, we can even say, just imagine if just half the families in the school linked to Harris Teeter. If your money is going toward things like this, imagine what we could do with more families participating, and look at how easy it is. You just do your grocery shopping, you don't put forth any effort, and here it is.
And honestly, if it's something the kids want, maybe we do start kind of pushing it to them. Like, hey,
push you, let them push you.
Ask your parents to link their VIT card. Go home and ask them if they have. You want a Chromebook? We'll give them a checklist. Like, ask them if they've done this, or
especially
this.
Those middle schools.
These are the ways that we can make money. and buy you more Chromebooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Have your
price
parents
we
do these
got,
things.
like the estimate that we got, is that just like anybody going
That's what the school
That's
has
what the
paid
school-
for the last one. So that's
Okay.
she broke it down, and it's just around 5,000. She sent me the. Let me see if I have it real quick. She sent me the breakdown of it.
I keep making posts in Facebook to remind people you have to link it every year because a lot of people have done it before and they are like, oh, I've done it. And it's like, no, every year, every school year, you have to go. When you go to the store, just say, it takes 2 seconds, like, linked this card.
Do we have any record of how many we have linked this year and how many we had linked last year?
We do have a record of it. I could not tell you offhand. I think it might have been 70 or 90 or something last year, which is nothing compared
I'm just
to.
curious if it's better this year since we did that push at the beginning.
I will ask Gretchen to send an update. She can log in and let us know. I can too. I just can't remember.
Because like I was pushing.
We did push it.
I
We
was
did
like,
a lot
I'll
of
do it for
things to
you.
push it.
Write your number.
Let's see. I can't find it.
What I have not been great with, and I have to get on it, is the box tops now with scanning the receipt. I just don't, it's like it's not a habit for me yet. And
I realize how
I can't find the quote, guys. Sorry.
how little we buy with any of the brands.
oh, well, that's good. So you don't need a lot of, like, box stuff. Yeah.
A lot of the organic and natural stuff.
No.
But even if it's 60 cents here, 60 cents there, like our schools raised $300 this year on the app. I mean, it's $300.
Yeah.
10 cents in a couple months.
Well, and I have some other
Like,
stuff on that
not
later
a
on
lot.
that I'll bring up. That is another way we can probably make some money, and I'm excited to talk about it. That's something Gretchen and I were working on. But let's kind of.
So I mean, already just from last month, like the Matthews Alive. I know I keep
Yeah,
talking about.
no,
so
but that was
is
more.
$1,000
We could
more?
say this money was not allocated anywhere. Let's just.
Yeah.
I think they must have just done better. I think they must have divided it out. I
It was
don't
in a better
know.
location this time.
Yeah, I don't know for sure.
Being tucked into that little
We had a lot of
How it
volunteers
works,
though.
how they divide.
It's very, I don't know if it's divided evenly or divided by the number of volunteers. Yeah, so I don't know if we just got more because not people lives are better, or if we had a bigger room.
They just straight up divide.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But then if we're doing more people, it makes, but like but they told us in past years when we had like a nobody cares about you booth,
Don't worry, we'll give you money
right,
anyway.
well, don't worry, it gets divided, it's okay.
Yeah.
And so that's, because then it's not fair to the people that are at a game nobody cares about, or you have one person, because they, I think it is supposed to be evenly. It's just they assumed we had enough people to man a big booth, so they gave us a big booth, and we did it. So they're probably going to give us another one next year. So,
Yeah.
but
so
that's
was
more
great.
money,
So
that's
that
spending
already.
money.
So if we had 3,500, now there's 4,500.
So
So there would be, I'm sure, we can get one part of these now. That's what I was just asking.
that's what
I
I'm
don't know
thinking too.
about the prices. Like I don't know.
How about?
Can we buy one and revisit it next
Well,
month?
what I would like us to maybe do is, when we get to the budget part, let's just really, or we can, over the next couple of weeks at least, you and I can maybe really figure out how much money we have, and we'll tell Janice, buy that stuff now. We need to know how much money, we gave her $750, so we can just say, well, let's assume $750 spent. We just need to figure out the things we've already committed to. How much money is really there? We had allocated $7,000 last month.
Yeah.
So how much money is really there? And assuming, what we can vote on now is that assuming that we are in the ballpark of $5,000, do we want to go ahead and commit to funding one cart? And then the second thing for us to vote on is, are we advertising that our goal is to see the school have how many carts? Like, so by the end of the year, maybe the school has already bought 2 more. Was our goal to fundraise another 2 carts, or is our goal to contribute until every grade has a cart? I want us to have some sort of a defined goal, and it can be what we want the whole school to see, because if the school takes care of half of it, we're not going to continue to be like, well, we said we'd buy 6 carts, so we have to buy 6 carts. Like,
I think we would have to figure out how the school is planning on doing it.
When you say the whole school,
with
you
what
mean
money
every
are they doing it?
student?
no,
or-
I mean if Socrates Academy administration, in fundraising committee, whatever annual fund is planning to buy Chromebooks as well.
Like a card
Everyone's
per grade.
right.
That's what I mean.
If
Okay.
this, yeah,
Like
if
a card, like
right.
20 for
So
the
if the
80 or
school's
100.
goal was for every grade or 2nd through 8th grade or whatever to have a card of Chromebooks, if that was the school's goal.
I know they discuss it, so they should know what they're
So I'm saying,
And I guess we need to know that from them. Do they want the technology in the hands
Yeah, I
of
don't know.
2, 3, 4, 5, or do they want 5 and up,
Yeah.
knowing what?
That's true.
well, and the younger kids go to the computer lab, so they might not need
That's the thing.
in the
It's
classroom stuff.
starting
It's
in
quite
5th
the
grade,
same.
they don't get technology anymore. So they don't go to that as a special anymore. So, I mean, they don't need to because their faces are in front of computers all day. So why go do it again?
Yeah.
So at least K4 is getting the exposure in technology. So maybe they don't feel that it's necessary. So maybe they only feel that they need the older grades. But being that Kylan is a technology teacher, they may still want one in her hands to use like she has been. So
I
we
would
may
love
still
to
be
hear
looking
her
at
opinion.
5 cards.
I think she was planning at some point on letting the smaller kids have it too, not as like everyday thing, but for them to get used
Exposure
to
to it.
so that like once they get to 6th grade, they already know what
Yeah.
to do.
Well, and if we had Chromebook carts in the hands of the 5th through 8th graders, then Kylan's cart isn't going to be needed as much for them, and it can travel down to those younger grades.
when they need it.
But
Right.
I think before we set that goal, we need to know how the school is going to utilize the ones we give them.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if they say, no, absolutely not, we don't want to do it like that, we want to do it like this, it's going to change our goal.
Yeah.
So I think before we set one, we probably need to ask them how they're going to prioritize what we give them.
And how many you're going to need.
And I would love to hear from Ms. Brown, like, just how she uses the little technology that we do have in the school, and like, what would be her dream, or what would be her goal or
Super
something.
game on
Definitely.
telling us that.
Yeah.
So do you guys want, do we want to either approve one cart now and then ask Kylan to maybe come to our January meeting or
Set a
something
goal
like
later
that
for more?
and set the goal of what we do with the rest of the money by the end of the year
I would like that.
later?
We have to know what their thoughts are before we can set goals.
Yeah, before that we have to talk to Bryden or whoever is interested to know
Well, I might ask if both of
what
them
they
can
are
come.
getting.
And whether it's a separate meeting that we have, not necessarily, because I don't know if Kylan can come in the evening, so if we have to do a meeting in the daytime that we ask, we just want to get their official stance on something.
And
Or
that we know
videotape something that she
Right,
has
or
to
just
say
having her
everybody
say
else
it so that
can
we
see.
can hear. Like,
And
I can
that
follow
we-
up with them on that.
that we know 100% that they want. You said they love these these very specific.
Yeah, we don't want to commit to doing 3 carts and then they decide this
They're
isn't
like,
exactly
these
what
are
they...
not great.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So we can... Okay, so then
Well, like you said, we can't tell them what to do with it.
Right.
So I think we need to ask them.
But we can
when
make sure
give
our
them to you,
goals
what are you
align.
going to do with them?
Yeah.
Like, where are they going to go and who's going to utilize them? And if we put one in your hands, then what happens when we put more in your hands?
Mhm.
We understand how much these 2 carts would need to be shared. What if we put 3, 4, 5 carts in your hands? What are you going to do with them so that we know what the goal is?
Mm-hmm. All right, so Gina and Emma, you both still there?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
just
yeah, we're
sure
still
we
here.
have, because I'd like to call for an official vote, unless you guys don't want to right now. But if anyone would like to make a motion to approve 1 Chromebook cart now using project funds and Matthew's Alive money, basically. If anyone wants to make that motion, we can vote on that right now. Alternatively, if no one feels comfortable with that, we can vote to follow up with Kylan and make a decision at the January meeting. So whichever you guys want to make a motion for, let's just progress.
I'm fine making the motion to just get the cart.
Say that again?
I'm fine making the motion to get the cart now. Well, now or after the holidays. I mean, 'cause we're not really in school that much. But I say in January we can ask Kylan her opinion and what's going to happen. But in the meantime, at least we have this one cart on order.
So you would be in favor of getting one cart now and then finding out more in January?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were saying you wanted to wait?
No, I think it's smart before we spend more money. Like what we have is fine, but before we spend more money to just have everything.
But I don't think we will be able to fund any more until the summer. This will be the only thing we can really buy for this year. Would be one. Anything else would have to come at the end of the year. Right. We'd just be setting the goal at that point of one or two more carts or three more carts.
I would be happy, to do it. Just knowing, we would have to find this out anyway, that they definitely want these particular Chromebooks and
right.
Well, I think that was Gina's motion.
Okay. So Gina, you made the motion to buy one set of Chromebooks now and discuss in January what Kylan and Ms. Brighton and the school want moving forward, correct?
Yeah.
Does anyone second that motion?
I second.
Everyone in favor?
Yes.
Emma, you there?
I'm here. I'm kind of on the fence, but I'll go along.
Do you have questions before we finish the vote?
I would like to hear what Kylan has to say, but since we don't have a meeting in December because school's out for, those couple of weeks, I think we can go ahead, as Gina said, get them now, and then we can have Kylan address all our questions in January meeting.
We could email Kylan and with all of our questions, and before we approve it, we can always make a quick.
If anyone is uncomfortable approving, we do not have to approve 5,000 right now. That is why we're voting on this. We can delay until January for all of it. Is that something you all would rather do?
If we approve now, how soon do we get these in?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure if I told the school tomorrow we approved it, they would start trying to buy them like immediately.
Well, see, the risk you take waiting until January because there is no meeting in December.
Right.
And if we know that this is the desire of whatever 80-something percent, then,
well, 56%.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, 80 people. Yeah.
So this is the desire of a majority of the people who did the survey. What's the point in sending out the survey if not backing it up? So what would be the point in delaying the purchase?
What's the process once you, say if we say, okay, yes, we would like to buy them, then what's the process?
I would say the school buys what they want and then they ask you to send it. You
have to go to Mrs. Clayton.
Oh yeah, she has to see the results. I told her I'll send them. I would send her the results and say last night the PFI approved to purchase one set.
Okay. And then
let us know how to pay for it.
Is she the one that would order them or being responsible for it?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know who's really in charge of that.
The school is the one who's been buying them and they know exactly what they want.
Yeah.
How
right. She might be the point person, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, because it's not like we're going to go out and order some random thing.
Oh yeah, we're not buying. We would do like we did with some. You would just write a check. What did we do where we wrote a check for the athletic stuff?
Yes.
I would say that they purchased it, they send the invoice to us, and we pay for it, basically. But I would want it to be registered under the school. I don't want it to be registered under us.
So right.
Giving them the money to pay the invoice. So either they pay it and we reimburse the school, or they invoice us directly. But I don't want anything coming under our name for these, we're just the financiers of it.
So why don't we, instead of improving this, sorry, I'm going to recant my vote here.
Okay.
Instead of approving it, why don't we get all these answers? Maybe we form an email, send it to Kylan with everybody's answers, have her answer, then we have it in writing, what she said, or Brighton and copy them, whatever we have to do. And then, excuse me. And then we just call a quick vote, a phone call, whatever, and we vote on it then. This way we have all our answers and we're not answering after the fact.
Now, I can't vote So I am simply offering an opinion. If we know it's where the money's going, the only questions are of the school, but personally, I'm struggling with seeing the point of delaying it if we know that that's inevitably what's going to happen.
So it's probably
Because
a few days.
We could get
just a few days away.
Well, but we don't meet for 2 more months.
But
Well,
we
we
don't
can-
have to.
We don't have to wait for 2 more
We don't
months.
have the same
You know.
stipulations as like the board of directors and everything. We could have a conference call and the
That's what
officers
Gina
could
is
make a
saying.
vote.
Like, let's just email.
We've
So
had
not necessarily delay till January.
right, no,
Yeah.
delay.
No, not till
No,
January.
no,
Yeah.
no.
And then we could have a call and we could say, are we all good? Okay, let's do it. Like,
But, like,
yeah.
Is there still a question of, are we spending the money on the Chromebook?
I don't think so. I don't think that's the
We're going to
question.
spend in the Chromebooks. It's just like,
Yes, we're going to do the Chromebook.
If
Not
someone wants,
Yeah, we're going to
no,
do we need more information.
yeah, I think that's, I think that's fair. I need to find, I have an email from Ms. Brighton, I just can't find it.
Because I love to hear
technically we
silence
actually
if
already
you want
voted
Oh, I
for it.
know, I do what? Yeah.
Technically we already approved it, but I think that the
We're
question
all
is
on
not,
board with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the thing is like how to go about it more than.
So we just want to understand the process before we say to the school, hey, we're going to do this. We want to say,
Like,
hey,
we know
we've
we're doing it,
approved
we're just not
this.
telling them we're doing it.
We're not telling them go order it today. We're saying
Right.
we want to do, this
I
is
just hate the
approved.
thought of not even like proceeding until January, but that's not what
No,
we're saying.
no, that's not what we're saying at all.
No, that's not
And I
what I'm
just
saying.
I know Ms. Brighton sent me an email with the breakdown, like to the penny of this, and if I Google Chromebook, I have all these kids' emails come up, so I can't, or like in my email, you know, if I search, so I can't find it.
Don't take this the wrong way, but if she was that quick to respond to you with details, it's probably something they really want.
I think something literally everyone wants. The students, the parents, the staff.
Right.
Well,
Oh yeah, I mean those kids literally
Yeah, no, we're all
sit there and
We just have to
yeah, I mean
how
How
we
to go
go
about
about
making it
it. Yeah. How, like, who do we give the money to or how it.
Okay, so I'm gonna mention something again. I will need one of you to make the motion. I know we've had a couple of versions of the motion going around, but I do want us to solidify something. And I think Brittany makes some good points of making sure that we do officially approve the money with stipulations of getting certain criteria answered before we just give them the money. So I will communicate with Ms. Kylan and Ms. Brighton with the results of the survey, assuming that we do officially vote that we are willing to spend $5,000 right now, that we want to understand the process and the time frame of getting this Chromebook, and in order to report back to the board, to our officers and our members, we want to understand how it will be used. Will it go to one grade? Will it still be used amongst all grades? You know, we want to be able to share back, and that's fair. I asked athletics, what are you going to do with the money we're giving you from these T-shirts? Like, our members deserve to know how it's being used.
Well,
So
while we're at it, ask what their future goals are. If we are going to consider funding more, let's know how they want to use them. If they were given more, or if they were to go out and purchase them of their own, how would they use them?
I'm just curious too, and it's probably none of my business either, but you know, where they get them from and what kind of price they get. I'm sure they get, it's got to be some kind of price that like a school would get, but I don't, not just like,
Had a company that
Let me make sure I got my math right.
they discussed it in one of the board meetings, and it was like there was a company that was helping them fund it through the government or like
okay, that's what I, yeah, like,
yeah.
Break it down. That's what it is per computer, including all the software and everything. $250 is really a good price.
yeah. Is it a good, I mean, but you could get a Chromebook for,
If I were to go out and
Little bit
purchase
of money.
one Chromebook with that kind of software, it would cost me more than $250.
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm sure doing it through a school and also in bulk like that saves them money. But if you break it down, it's $250 per computer for all of it, like to come in running. for the kids to use. With
It's ready to.
yeah. So it's really, it sounds like a lot when you say 5,000.
No,
But when you
no,
look
no,
per
it's not
computer-
a lot. It's not a lot. That's why I don't know, I was just wondering. Like,
Good job,
what-
guys. You shopped around.
Well-
Yeah, that's a good one, I think.
Hey, is that Sarah?
And just that it is a good
Yeah, it's me.
Hi, Sarah.
compost because
Hello.
just that it's not like we're buying this stuff and like it's cheap and it's slow and it's like
No,
not
we know
amazing.
that
I've heard firsthand
That
the
it's good.
Chromebooks are holy grail.
Okay, good.
Firsthand.
I'm happy to
from
hear
a teacher that
that.
currently has her hands on them.
I think the good thing about spending the money on this is like we know that they are already using it and that they already like are happy with it and that we are investing in something that it's not gonna go to
Okay, good.
So since Sarah got on, I'm going to catch her up really quick because we do need to move on. Sarah, we have been discussing the project account, the survey results, and basically Chromebooks were the over 50% of what people wanted. So we've just been discussing the logistics of, do we want to fund one set now, which is $5,000, and then find out more information about setting our goals on what we would plan to do at the end of the year should we have more money at that point. No official motion or vote has happened, but we are in the process of what we are about to propose, and someone needs to make a motion for is I think what we're landing on is we need to approve to spend $5,000 now, with the stipulations of we're going to send an email to Ms. Kylan and Ms. Brighton asking for a little bit of information. We will share with them the survey results, but we do want to know the process for ordering, who will utilize the Chromebooks, like how is it going to go to one grade, or are they going to rotate? We want to understand how they're going to be used. We want to understand the school's future goals so we can help make our decisions, and then also understand how the school is already fundraising for these. And then we just want confirmation that this really is the best price and that, you know, they feel comfortable that this is the best value for us to spend our money on. Anybody have any additional stipulations or questions you'd like me to ask?
Is it definitely Chromebooks, or are they also looking at Surface or MacBooks, or is this
I don't believe they have
because
considered.
that's what was on the survey?
Our survey did not specify more than Chromebooks. The school last year said that they were trying Chromebooks out. And when I asked Ms. Brighton if they were really for sure on Chromebooks or not, it sounded like they were. I don't think they tried other things, but I think everyone's so happy with Chromebooks, they're kind of leaning that direction. But that is definitely one of those questions to say, are you even considering multiple types of technology? But to start, I think that we have a good goal to just show some action and be able to provide this. And I think it's fair that we make sure these questions are answered before we write any checks and before anyone buys anything. But the survey was definitive enough. We didn't really have a debate on whether or not to do it. We just have to decide, are we doing it now? So for the sake of time, I hope we can go ahead and make a motion and make a vote. If we cannot, if we still feel like there's a lot of questioning, we're going to have to table it. Does anyone want to make a motion based on what I just said?
I make a motion.
To spend $5,000 now with those stipulations?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone second Fran's motion?
I second.
Mayor seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone who said it on the line?
Me, Gina.
Yeah. Anyone opposed? Emma and Sarah, do you have a vote?
Oh, I said aye.
I'm good. Yeah, I said I too. I must have been on
Sorry,
mute.
guys. Yeah, it's hard to hear. All right,
You may
so
have said it exactly the
right,
same
that's
time.
true. I know I had one person come
I
through.
don't even know, you couldn't have planned that. But
No, that's
yeah.
funny. All right, so great. Let's move on. Decision made. We will. On the line is probably a good idea. I was like, I don't, because it just shows me phone numbers, and I don't know you guys' phone numbers, so.
I'm a little hurt by that.
That's okay.
Gina is not the 704 number.
No,
Right?
732.
My number
Yeah.
memorized.
And then you guys are 704. I don't know who's who. All right. So let's move on to Fran's report. We have the November budget, which anyone who's here has. You guys, if you have questions, we will give you numbers over the, yeah. Go ahead, Fran.
Okay. So a few things in November. Now I don't have in these numbers yet anything about the project account. I'm kind of keeping it separate. So we're not seeing that there. And I need to add in just a few things that we did, the Generation Genius that we did pay for, and the Ozbots from the grant account. So that's about $800 of expense that is not in this report. But sounds like everybody is thrilled between the project account and the grant account with everything that's been purchased, getting a lot of wonderful feedback on that stuff. One thing, I guess, and I don't know, Rebecca, if I could just touch on the athletics. We decided that 25% of proceeds of any shirts with the OWL logo will benefit the athletic department. So this month we gave $411 to Socrates, which you don't see here. The check has not been cashed yet, but they have it. So that was one thing that happened this month. The kindergarten movie night, I think you sent out a lot of detailed information about that. I don't know if
I can explain a little bit more about that under the student family side as far as how it ran, but the financials of it, we can discuss that part.
The financials of it, I guess just that, you know, the school handled the ticket piece, and a lot of the concessions were purchased, were pre-purchased. So we're showing here under kinder family movie concessions negative $117 for that reason. So Rebecca had, you know, just communicated with us. It's better if, you know, if we're going to have something like this to not to have like the school has one piece and we have one piece, and then we're showing like a loss on this.
Well, and the reason is that it was meant to be basically anything we got, proceeds was going to go to student council. So they handled the pre-sales, but when our expenses came out, we were in the negative. But their sales were so high, student council actually earned $460 from that one movie night. But they show a net of $580 and we show a negative $117. And I don't want to ask the school to give us money to balance out, but we also had agreed to do talent show concessions, which are not, that we don't have dates for yet, but those are student council. So I told them that by the end of the year, it will balance out. It just, whatever we earn at the talent show concessions is going to have to be negative this 117, because that's basically essentially what student council owes us. So in the end of the year, I think it'll be a wash, but my recommendation to the school would be going forward, we need to have one group handle the money and one, you know, and then not have this. It was very confusing to try to figure out how much we made, and, you know, because it looks like they made a lot, but really we're in the negative, and that wasn't the way it was supposed to work.
What you had to do to try to...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys, my kids are here, so I'm going to go open the door. But you guys can look.
I got to go.
Okay, you sure?
So,
if they're not there now, they're about to be there.
Thank you. Did you see what Rebecca had to do to try to...
Yeah, so the top part is what I had to do. The bottom I sent was how it should have worked, like nice and pretty, same numbers, just I wanted them to see, and I don't think anyone paid attention to it besides Fran. But really, it was just like, this is a mess.
I felt pain. Like I felt your pain when I saw it.
But I wanted to have a real number, and that was why I did it. I wasn't okay with like, oh, yeah, we lost money. And that was my first communication to them, which confused them, was, oh, we didn't make money, but I meant the PFI. Guys, your bag is right there. You can just sit on the couch out there if you want to. Thanks. If you want to go play chess upstairs, you can. Just don't get into any other messes or anything. Like, behave up there. All right? Okay.
So the 117 is the money that we pay for, like, the water and all the stuff that they bought.
No, it was all this. Like, I only charged them for each of the items that were consumed because we bought so much that's going to also be used for the play. So I didn't charge them for like all the extra. So I just figured out what they contained. Yeah, and then the pizza was.
But it was for like these, which is just a second.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I needed to know how, but it was better for us to just have volunteers buy all that stuff in bulk. But really, they didn't use $400 worth of concessions. They used like $100 of concessions. So I felt like it was important to break it out that way. And then we're prepared for the play this weekend to do the same thing with drama, because if they don't go through it all, I don't feel right charging them for all the supplies that we are going to use at some other event. And that's the thing with us doing this as fundraisers for these groups, which we may decide doesn't work next year because it is kind of complicated. If we just said it's all PFI, we would say we bought X amount for concessions, and we did concessions 5 times this year, and here's how much we made. We wouldn't have to be
and we can just allocate it out.
Right. So I'm leaning towards next year. We probably might not be this specific.
Yeah, I think so too. Just seeing what you had. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but you had to go through all
to
that
try to just be accurate. Yeah. I mean, just for the sake of accurate reporting, I didn't want it to be. I didn't want them to think they made $600. That's not real. Because if they did that, we lost. You know.
Like, listen, kids.
Yeah. You didn't make $600.
You learn as you go along.
Yeah, you still made a lot. You still made $400. That's huge. You know,
That's really good money.
Yeah, but again, that's if we don't do it as a fundraiser for student council, they might have made $200, and PFI would have made $200 that would have gone towards something else. You know, we'll have to decide for next year how we do it. But yeah, so that was that mess. Right? I know.
To go back, the Spirit Night, the 5th grade Spirit Night, the $138, we got for them the Dynamath. They ordered with exactly $138 of their money, and the 1st grade Spirit Night, the 212, they decided they want to buy these shared reading book class sets, but they haven't been purchased yet.
And 3rd grade did the same thing. I have that number. Okay. I need to look it up. I've had it, but they also have already decided what they want, and it's another like class set of books or something. So they sent me a link, so we can pay for it for them. And
do you have any idea how much?
Theirs was like 130 or something. It was like the least of all of them so far. It wasn't a lot.
I thought there was a lot of these.
Maybe they didn't. If they didn't use the app, we wouldn't get money. I mean, the people could have come, but if they didn't.
The whole thing is anybody.
Yeah. Let me see if I have.
That's really good. Yep.
Let me see if I still have Tony's text. Cause I thought I wrote it down, but
I I paid our insurance, our PFI insurance for the year. I renewed that. That was $330, the same as last year. Those are really kind of just a few things from this month.
153. 3rd grade did 153. Yeah.
Okay.
153, which the check usually comes within the next week or so. So okay, it was a little bit more. So it wasn't as low as the 5th grade one. So yeah, they want to buy Stone Fox, I think.
Okay, well, in all fairness, the same grade should not get the very first Spirit Night of the year. Here's your own.
5th grade asked for it. Yeah. I did a survey I did a survey last year, and I asked, and every grade except 4th grade gave me dates. So I prioritized based on how quickly they responded to the survey. and based on other events they had going on. So 5th grade responded and asked for that, and I was like, okay.
So,
Yeah. All right.
so that's really, you know, just a few things that have happened this month. I don't know if anyone has questions about this or anything you see here or don't see. There's an outstanding check to Brand for Spirit Wear, $839 they didn't cash it. And Sarah, I think I have somebody for you for this audit committee if we're ready to move on that, or if you still want to.
Well, let's approve. Does anyone have any more questions on the budget? If not, can I have a motion to approve the November budget report?
I make a motion to approve the November budget report.
Does anyone second the motion? On the line?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Brittany had a great idea. For anyone who's called in, say your name.
Gina.
Sarah.
Emma, I.
All right. Anyone? No one opposed? All right. Budget approved. Yeah, let's discuss the audit.
Okay. So Sarah, I actually asked Shannon Shergod, I'm sorry, I have a hard time saying her name, and she agreed that she would be on the audit committee with you.
Shannon's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
She's wonderful, and I saw her yesterday at the school tour, and when I looked at her, it just popped into my head that I thought Sarah and Shannon would be like a good team together, and I asked her, and I was very...
I've asked Shannon multiple times to do more and more things.
Okay.
And she's very involved in the school store and has not agreed to do a coordinating or officer position yet, but we will get her.
Yeah.
We will rein her in.
So I think it's going to be maybe an hour a month.
Right.
And I said, are you sure you want to think about it? She said, no, I'm good. I will do it.
Do you know her, Sarah?
No, I don't.
You'll like her a lot.
Yeah.
You guys will get along really well.
That's what I thought. So, because I was thinking we would have to put the request out, and then I thought of her.
I like that better. I didn't want to be like, who wants to help audit?
Yeah.
You know, and like get some nice.
I was
No one.
There has to be somebody, and then all of a sudden the light.
That's great. I think that's a great person.
So that's great. So we just have to, I guess, Sarah, maybe, I don't know if we can talk whenever you have a chance and just figure out, you know, how you want me to give you the stuff, or, you know, or we can decide what the process will be. I printed something from that PTO today, just like a financial review worksheet that I guess some PTAs use. Just that, you know, has beginning balance and disbursements and things like that, that I thought maybe we can have something like this that, you know, that you guys can use, and it would just be easy just to fill it out and go through the, you know, the monthly bank statement and stuff and sign it and,
yeah,
so
that's great. Yeah, we can get together and figure out a time. And just get all that situated. It's nice that I don't have to come up with the whole parameters and everything, so that's great.
No, I don't want to leave you like that, so I can be involved in that, and then, you know, and then hopefully the rest will be okay. So that was that. Jenna gave me an update on the school store, which when I went yesterday in the 3rd and 4th grade building, there could not have been more kids lined up for this thing. Shannon was like, this is just such an example of consumerism. I mean,
the kids are so excited.
They couldn't get to this car to buy something fast enough. I know. So Jenna said, you know, and she's buying a lot of great items, but she has to charge, you know, whatever she has to charge for them. She could really use donations. People used to make bows and like make some things that they were donating. so that we can make a little bit more money for the school store.
The reason why we can't put that out there is
You know what we could try to do?
Like bookmarks or bowls for baby, you know, just little stuff that
like,
kind of
some craft.
Nice stuff, but that people, you know, donate, crafty people.
Could it be put on the wish list, or that has
Well,
to be
she has a sign-up genius she's made specifically for these crafts before, but I'm wondering if we can use the holiday season as a, we could post on Facebook just generally, do you love crafts? We have a great volunteer opportunity for you. Send us your info. And then we can let Jenna contact them with the parameters.
a great
Because,
goal.
right, just, but 2 weeks off, you want to earn some hours crafting at home with your, you know, but I'd say we promote it in a very vague crafts for volunteer hours and then see who contacts us. Because if we specifically talk about the school store, people don't think they could be creative.
Yeah.
As soon as we broaden it, they might be like, I have an idea. But if Jenna talks to them, they're going to feel excited. So if we can get their contact info, then she can contact them. So I would say let's try that approach. And we can put that out there now, like crafting during the holidays.
Do you want me to put that in the connection?
Yeah, let's do both. Let's run it and see what comes up. And if we can...
Because she has gotten donations before with really cute stuff. People have made like, you know, little purses or bags.
Yeah, there's people who have
I
ideas.
have like a whole box of her stuff that I painted.
Oh, really? Just
Yeah. Somewhere else, like a lot, like purses and headbands and everything.
Yeah, but really, we have an opportunity there because the kids, I mean, they're ready. They're very excited about the school store. Yeah.
let's find out if Jenna is fine with us putting her info out there directly. If not, direct them to the PFI, and then I'll circulate them over to her.
So can you make a note to get back to us? Because I don't have Jenna's info.
Yeah.
And find out. If I'm including it, then I will.
Yes. I think she will be, yes, I will confirm that. Great.
And then I don't know if do you mind if I talk about the book fair, or you want me to wait?
If you don't mind, we can
that's
just knock
fine.
through some of these. I don't think we have a lot to discuss on
Nope.
these others, but yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay, so I will turn this off your face for a minute if you want to.
Oh, the dog just barked at me.
Yeah, somebody barked at you.
Thank God, I don't have to look at that woman.
All right. Gina, chime in if you have anything different than me, but we're going to run through the team reports. The first is staff appreciation. Rachel has the sign-up genius for the Thanksgiving pie swap already out there.
It was almost half.
Oh, good.
Almost half.
That's great. And then the hot chocolate bar is already scheduled. We did get a donation of some of the hot chocolates. I think we said last month it's going to be run like a cart, where they actually go around instead of having a standard place.
I love that.
So we'll just have some carafes of hot water, but the chocolate was donated. It was on the wish list, and the hot chocolate packets came in. So we've got like 100 hot chocolates, various flavors. Hopefully that's enough. I guess we could always get an extra case if we need to. Do you have anything to add, Gina?
No, I was just texting with Lena before, and she said that, we can figure out, I thought maybe 3 carts just to kind of, this way the teachers aren't waiting all day.
That's
we could get like 2 volunteers for each cart.
Yeah,
and kind of like have
maybe like 1 elementary, 1 middle, one to hit 3, 4, and 5.
exactly 1. Yeah, like I figured 1 for the elementary and 3, 4, and then 5 maybe have, just because it's down at the gym, it just makes it easier for them. And then, but that's, we were just kind of throwing that back and forth because I texted her, and that was kind of what we came up with, but that was it really. And yeah, it's all been worked out. And so I'll make sure that I'm, there that day to help her.
Okay. So we have,
and then we'll send out
people volunteering.
We need a sign-up genius for that, right?
Okay. What day is
Yeah, she said she was going to make one. I believe it's December 13th.
I was looking at the calendar, and I did not see it on, I wonder if it's on the internal calendar. It's not on the public calendar. But an event request was officially done, or did we just get a verbal, email confirmation of the date?
No, we got an email confirmation.
So we need to do the official event request form. Do you have that? Do you have that, or do you need me to put that through?
No, let me look it up, but I should, yeah, here it is. December 13th sounds great. Not all staff come to the multi-purpose room for lunch. So the cart might be a better option. Are you thinking about going around classes? That is always, let me know if you have any, let me know if you need anything else. And so I just sent her back a great thank you, you know. So that's what we're going to do on December 13th.
Do me a favor and respond to that email to Ms. Brighton and Janet and say,
okay.
No, like now I'll respond and say, this is not on the calendar. Do I have to do an event request for this? Because hopefully they can just put it on. But I just checked the internal calendar and there's nothing about it. So we need to make sure that date is nailed in the official.
Send it to Brighton and Janice.
Just because maybe they won't make you do the form.
Okay, I'll send an email to them.
Oh, yeah. I assume it's going to be
that's
a holiday around the world performance that day, and so there's going to be, like, a lot going on that afternoon. So I think it'll probably be, like, first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I would do it in the morning. And just, like I said, I thought just having, you know, 3 carts, maybe if we need 4, we can do 4. I just don't know if the school has 4 carts. But we could do that and then have 2 volunteers per cart, just because it'll just make it easier, you know, and this way you can just go through it and be done.
Sounds good.
So that's what I was saying. It was Baker's idea for the cart, so.
I think it's smart, and you just can knock it out. It's like catering, and if we do it first thing, well, they'll be there because you know how it is. They all move around, and
we're doing something for them,
right?
Then to make it easier for them.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just make sure that date is put on the calendar.
Okay. I'll send them an email.
Yeah, and as soon as the sign up of Genius is done, we'll get that up too.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, then I'll tell her to do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'd rather go ahead and start pumping because we had people sign up on the database at the beginning of the year. We can go ahead and have them start saving that date. So as soon as she gets it done, we can start promoting it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I had told her to make it, but not to make it live yet. So I'll have her make it live, but send it to us so that we can.
Correct. We can start to make suggestions and
so
things like that.
She's sending it straight to Janice. So do I need to include it for the the week before?
She'll send the sign of Genius to us to make sure it looks good, and then we will send it. I'll have her send it to you guys for promotion. That's what I tell everybody to do. I say, send it to Brittany and Mare. I know, but I tell them to. That's what I say. I said, don't think you sent it to me. It's done. Send it to Brittany and Mare. All right. Any more questions about staff appreciation? Okay. The next team, student and family engagement, we kind of already discussed the movie night. Non-financially, it sounds like it went really well. It sounded like they had a really good turnout. I think the feedback they gave, again, it wasn't run by us, but I think the feedback they gave was they did 2 short movies and a lot of families left after the first movie. So apparently for those little kids, it was too much to ask for them to stay. So they might pick a different movie if they do it again. We had purchased the movie license last year. It expired the day of that movie night, and I informed the school that they needed to handle it moving forward. So we knew the movie night was covered, but going forward, they would have to. Lena is now as the contact, so that is off of our plate. I have been told that they are going to be renewing it, but it's no longer our responsibility. Should we decide to do our own movie event ever, we would just ask that the school confirm they still have a license and we're good. And if they don't, I would then probably bring up a whole lot of questions. But I have been told they're handling it. Yeah, and I contacted the representative and asked that she stop emailing me and start emailing Lena. I was like, because I kept getting like, this is overdue, you need to renew, and I was like, we're not the ones doing it anymore. So just so you know, we knew the movie night was covered, and I've told the school from now on it's on their plate. Outreach week update. It went really well. I have photos that I have not had a chance to get together yet. They all came kind of at the end of the week. So I'm planning to do a post with just the different pictures, but right now they're just in a folder, and I want to have I want to put a little which one, which organization it was of the volunteers donating, just to have a follow up of it. No, you're good.
Did Sewell give you any, did she say anything about how it went?
Yeah, she was pleased with it, and yesterday she and I made the final delivery of items. The stuff that was collected Friday was for the Levine CF Center, so I went up there with her, and it was a ton of stuff. Apparently everybody waited till Friday too, so it was the biggest day, which was awesome because their room was overflowing. It was really fun to bring that up there. But there's still a bag of dog stuff that came in later. But it was a carload for each organization. There was a ton of stuff for every group. We have a really generous families when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. So yeah, it seems like it went well. That's all I got on that. But yeah, it seems like it was a good. And then the stuff the 8th graders did, that Stuck for a Buck thing, they did that for Outreach Week, but they did it very generally. They didn't decide. So they ended up buying gift cards with the money that was earned, and they split it between Levine and Noah Strong. So they used the money to then contribute in those ways. So, and Sewell has asked each of the organizations to sort of have some sort of a thank you or something like that to come out, so we can then share that with the students, not just for our own sake, but so that we can tell the kids, hey, look, these groups are really thankful for what you did, or, so they've all said they're going to do that. So when those come, hopefully we can have them on the bulletin board or post something about it, just so those kids feel excited that, oh, I made a difference, and want to do it again next time. We talked about the October Chick-fil-A night. The next one is December 3rd, and it is the one that was middle school only. So, or middle school, all 3 grades instead of a single grade. So this will be the first time we really cater a Chick-fil-A night to middle school. No idea what to expect. I'm imagining that we then, whatever proceeds are, we just go to Mr. Newberry and say, here you go. We don't give it to one particular teacher. Yeah, I'd say it goes to him, not divided by 3 grades. It literally is like a middle school. You decide how it's spent.
I like that it's Friday, because parents can drop them off. And
no, it's still Tuesday. Did I write the wrong date? It's always Tuesday.
It's Friday, November. Oh no, I'm reading something else.
Oh yeah, you were jumping into play. Yeah, I was gonna say they're always Tuesday. If I wrote I know it's only Tuesday.
I wish it was a different day, so parents can just drop the kids off and.
That would be fun, but we'll promote it to them, and maybe a little differently than we've been doing to other grades. I don't know, but I just have the standard flyer. Sorry guys, that's my email. The school play is this weekend. We already discussed we have all the food and drinks. Sarah, I believe, is going to be there. I think Gina's going to come one night. I'm going to be there both nights. And we currently have 4 volunteers signed up for Friday and 3 for Saturday. I've emailed them all, but I haven't heard back, so I hope they show. But I know between. Heard back from anybody? I didn't specifically say confirm with me. I just said, hey, I see you're signed up to help. Thank you. I'm going to, please try to come between 5:45 and 6 o'clock.
All right.
I'm just hoping that they, you know how it goes. You just never know. And I did reiterate, your children can't be in there, so please make sure if you have your kids with you that you have someone else to keep up with them. You can't have your kids hanging out in the hot lunchroom with us. I'm going to order the pizza and all that. We have, again, all the proceeds are going to drama. We did decide with Ms. Ballard that we're going to give a slice of pizza and a drink to all the people who are in the play, so that way they can have something before the play starts. And basically that just comes out of her profit, so I didn't mind doing it because it's not like we're really funding it. I think we're going to sell plenty. Gina and I went and got a few more things today because we just were feeling like between 2 nights and a bunch of hungry middle school kids, we're going to sell a lot of candy and things like that. So we'll see how it goes, but I had fun with the play last year, so I'm excited to see how it goes. Any questions about any student and family events?
Do you want me to touch on spirit wear? I did talk to Miss Ballard about concessions. There is not an intermission, so she said if we want to sell before, definitely before. She's not sure if people are really going to stick around after, so if you want to, we can clean up pretty much once the play starts, unless we want to see if anyone.
I wouldn't be surprised still get up during the play.
Even for a little while.
Yeah, I would say for Friday, I'll plan on sticking around and just, I have my whole family here. I'll make them stay and clean up with me afterwards if we need to. And if we don't have, depending on how Friday goes, maybe we end up cutting down early on Saturday. You know, we'll see if we really aren't selling any after the play starts. Then on Saturday, we'll cut down earlier.
Really short.
Yeah, in an hour.
That's why.
She said it's running 45 minutes.
Yeah, so that's, I'm going to be there around 5:15. No, 5:45 or so. To start setting up. And so, I'm fine as soon as I have, oh, did you bring money already?
I do.
So as soon as we have money, as soon as I get the money out and some of the food, I don't mind selling to whoever's there. You know, like I'll start taking orders the minute I have the cash box out, basically. And then we'll sell as much as we can and just go see where it goes from there. Yeah, they're for you. You're welcome. You guys, you just provided Skittles. I'm not talking, thank you. Figured nobody in here would mind. Spiritware I have under the next item, so if no one has questions about the rest of them, that's okay. I have it under the fundraising team, so we can move on to that, though. That's actually the next item. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I put the order in yesterday with Lynn for everything that I have confirmed. I did not put in for the long sleeve Owl Nation shirts yet because I have not received a proof from them. So I am definitely all for looking at different vendors. I am obviously new to this, so I'm not even sure like where to begin. So if anyone has contacts or any vendors they know up offhand that work with schools and are good to work with, send them my way and I'll start contacting and getting quotes and that kind of stuff. For this round, we grossed $4,082. So there's that. I think only one person has marked to actually come pick up for the Spiritware in December, so I'm just going to go ahead and start filling orders with what we have in stock. And then I'll offer an amnesty sale December 16th or 17th for any. I've had a few people contact me wanting to order, but I was like, I already put the order into the vendor. And so we'll do an amnesty sale for whatever inventory we have left. And that's my report.
Any questions for Sarah? No. Okay. Brittany, school supply vendors. I printed out the spreadsheet you gave us to reference this.
Thank you. So I think it's no secret that we had some challenges with the way things happened with Educate. To be fair, not well. The deadline last year was not well communicated. So what happened is over the summer, I got an email that basically said, hey, your deadline's tomorrow. I'll let you know what your numbers look like. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And I texted Rebecca, and I was like, Rebecca, what am I supposed to do? We had it marketed, the deadline. And it was like within the first 2 or 3 weeks of summer even. I'm like, no, I haven't even considered it. I'm the Educate rep. So we basically insisted that they extend the deadline because we had not marketed it. And we knew we would lose money out of this very profitable fundraiser. Parents didn't know that they were done. As a result of extending the deadline, they did it. But what happened is they needed to start packing. So they began packing what had already arrived before that July 1st deadline. And then they gave us another 3 or 4 weeks, I can't remember. Then they packed that. So it arrived at the same time, but in sort of 2 separate entities, if you will. And then the labels were wrong, and I mean, it was a mess. It ended up being like a 10-hour job that should have been like a 2. Now, I will say that our rep was as good as she could be. She came here the day I told her something is wrong with these labels. I don't have nearly enough. and brought me another set of labels. Unfortunately, she brought me the set I already had, not the set I needed, so she didn't know that. And again, in her defense, she was here at the door of the school within like 2 hours of me complaining. She also was very kind and very apologetic when I explained the challenges that we had. Regardless, I reached out and did a little bit of research. You have that in front of you. Mm-hmm. However, if you didn't get a chance to look at it, or if anything was unclear, I am happy to answer questions. And what we need tonight is to choose who we're going to go forward with, because the companies like to know early in the year. And in a couple cases, there's, I think mostly it was just one really early deadline. If you committed by I think December 1st, there was an extra incentive. I'm happy to share my opinion.
Yeah,
you guys are the ones who are voting.
I want to hear you.
Well, and we set these out 2 days ago, and all the teachers were told they can come voice their opinion too, because they complained about educate supplies. They complained about the company we used before that. I mean, they're going to complain about.
So that's what I wanted to
I asked the
like,
teachers.
Yeah.
And so I will say, I did deal with some of that with educate. And so what I did is I sat down and I made a list of questions, and I called and I said, hello there, salesperson. I have about 15 questions for you. You have time to answer them. And I answered questions based on all of the challenges that we had, and then sort of judged whether I thought they'd be a good fit for us after those challenges. So some of them only offer the name brand, Crayola and Elmer's and stuff like that. Some of them try to save the parents money by offering something comparable. However, if you tell them, no, that doesn't work, I want Elmer's, they'll give you Elmer's, and that's fine. So Educate is one of those companies who they will sub in something if they think it can save you money. But last year there were a couple areas where our rep reached out to me and said, hey, so we have this, I think it was the sanitizing wipes, the Clorox wipes. Yeah. She said the exact kind we had last year has been discontinued. But we have this other brand that's very comparable. Is that okay? It's sanitizer wipes. So it wasn't like you know, Sharpies, like an off-brand Sharpie that's going to dry it. It was sanitizer wipes. So you know, yeah, that's fine. But there were teachers who reached out when we asked for their list last year and said, hey guys, those glue sticks last year were awful, half of them were dry, please don't do that again. So I said, we need Elmer's, they gave us Elmer's. Everyone I spoke to is willing to do that if they are not one of the companies who just give you neighbor anyway. So if that is a challenge, it is a doable challenge.
Now this company or this place, they use a brand I've never heard of. Maybe it's even better, I don't know, but it seemed like there was a bunch of stuff in there that they use. A different brand.
And then this other company, name brand. Yeah, so first day, school supplies, only does name brand.
Yeah, okay.
Which they told me right off.
It's the price difference is really like
everything was made very comparable.
Everything was comparable,
it was
even
within
using
a few dollars.
Okay.
Not because the company's buying it in bulk. I mean, they're buying it in this huge.
I like the name brand stuff because
I've
gotten so much junk.
I know that the teachers get quality.
Well, and Ms.
Baker,
Baker,
if the difference, the price difference is not that big.
Very
like you go with
I
something
buy
that
the
you
name
already
brand
know.
stuff if I buy it myself because I bought the cheapest stuff and it never winds up being
no one's
good
going to
for me.
complain if our kids are providing what somebody, you know, better than what they're going to get if they went and bought the Walmart brand or even, you know, like not many people wrote down. I put these lists out there and I was like, sign your name if you want this. I was trying to make it as easy as possible. Like 3 people did. But Vanessa Morgan told me that a lot of teachers looked at it.
Okay.
They just didn't write their stuff down. So I was like, well, we gave them a chance. Yeah, I know. Like, really?
It's only one, but it's, you know.
So I don't feel like the teacher's opinion said a whole lot. If anything, they did say they liked the first day. Nobody wrote that they wanted the Bright Kids. They did not see any of the other info. We were literally just saying, look at these sample kits and give us your first impression.
And even so, it was only 2 companies, not even the 4
right.
that were worthy of being
Right.
compared.
So I just did that just to we had them, let's get their opinions. We only got it, you know, a few people said first day. but it was, they're not even like their names on there. It's literally someone wrote.
And I reached out to a total of 5. 1 did not even call me back, and you don't want my business then, so moving on.
What do you think? Which one would you pick if you had to pick one for us?
I am between 2.
Okay.
I have to give Educate credit for what they've offered to do for us. Basically apologizing for the trouble that we had, because the rep, and you'll note on that she's the only rep who's local. Everyone else is out of state.
That's what I was going to ask.
The rep she's actually offered to physically be here and sort them into grades before I or the volunteers even arrive. And then once we arrive, all we would have to do is then, because some people, what they'll do is they'll actually just take it to a common area like our multipurpose room, and the parents come with their receipt and take a box with them. But our campus is so crazy that we actually take it to the classrooms and it's sitting on the kids' desk. So what we would have to do is get the class list and then deliver it to the classrooms. But the biggest,
wants to come and pick it up.
the biggest challenge last year was the sorting and the labeling. They've offered to label it with the children's names on them.
This is Educate.
This is Educate. They've offered to include any extras, like you can do with or without headphones, in the kit, electives in the kit, so that no matter what electives that middle school student takes, they have one box sitting here waiting for them when they arrive. She has offered to physically be here. They've offered us a free kit that we could either auction for profit, or we can hold on to it, or we can choose a grade. So we can even reach out to her at the last minute and say, hey, we've got a kid who's struggling. This family's not sure how they're going to provide, the school supplies. Can we have that kit for this grade for this kid? And we could do that. They've also offered $200 of school supplies to just do with what we need. We could even include those in like something for the teachers at the beginning of the year if we wanted. I have to give them credit, and also what I can say to them is this year only name brands, guys. Name brands are nothing at all.
I have 2 questions. First, where are the other representatives? Are they like
Michigan,
out of the state?
Ohio,
Okay,
Texas.
like really far.
Yeah.
And then the other question was like, if we did Educate again, could we just do name brands? And if that the praise doesn't spike up too much, does it make sense for us to do it?
It is going to cost a little more. It is not going to cost another $50. It's going to cost a little more than it did previously, but I can absolutely say we will only accept name brands this year. So my personal opinion, having spoken to them, is I would either go with First Day if we are just really burned with Educate and we can't do it.
That's that one.
Or I would go with Educate, because I spoke to the owner of First Day, the day after I called in inquiring. The owner followed up with me. Hey, how did it go when you spoke to my rep? Do you have any more questions? Is there anything that I can do for you? He sent me the tracking for these to make sure that I knew when they arrived. He said, no, please, take those supplies and donate them to a child who needs them.
That was one of the questions I had. I was like, do we have to give these back? Do we have to?
No, please, give them to whoever needs them. Those are yours to keep. Can I do anything else for you? He gave me his cell phone number in case you guys have questions for him tonight.
Is she the one who was saying they can have someone on hand? Somebody.
I had 2 different
Okay, I
people.
was going to say, I got those emails. I kept forwarding them to you. I was like, I don't know if I want somebody. Yeah, I was like, I don't want someone sitting in our meeting.
So the customer service with First Day was fantastic. But you have to give Educate credit where it's due. They addressed every single concern.
That's what I like, that they know first that there's somebody local that can come and fix anything. And second that they know, like, they have one foot on the door already. So they're going to do everything they can to make it right. So
and I hadn't
if they can cater to everything we ask for.
I hadn't thought of it this way, because to me it's not that much. When in my mind I say we have roughly 700 students here, 240 kits were sold last year. So to me that's not a ton. It's good, that's not a ton, but apparently to the school supply companies that's a lot for a school our size.
Okay.
Because they were like, you sold how many? And so they were catering to us.
Yeah.
they said, for a school our size, that's a lot of.
And it says $1 per kid sold last year.
They will give us $240 just for using
that's what I
just
thought.
to switch over, like instead of the switch.
Yeah, if I just send them, like the other day, I actually had our educate rep confirm how many we sold last year, and she supported what our worry was last year, because after that cutoff, where she said, okay, we'll give you guys a last chance period because we insisted, a third of the total set of kits that we sold were sold after that cutoff date.
Mm-hmm.
Now this year, they did extend our deadline by 19 days.
It's like mid-July, right? And they're the only
It is
ones.
mid-July. We thought July 1st sounded crazy because who's even thinking about school at the end of August on July 1st? I guess in the grand scheme of things, when you think of how many schools they're packing for and how much goes into that,
They need time.
July 19th was the best date. It's vested from last year because they know we complained. And we had one who said that they shoot for the Sunday after school gets out. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I can't wrap my head around next year, and you're wanting me to literally, like, invite everybody and then order a kit. But knowing the date in advance is huge because we can market it. And that was the complaint, is that, guys, we haven't marketed this yet. We can't just close.
Yeah, we can go into it knowing, and that's fine.
Did the teachers not like it because we didn't get all names and stuff?
No, a lot of the stuff was dried out and didn't hold up.
So, yeah,
was their complaint.
I had some requests, and teachers specifically emailed me and said, this product is awful last year, can you do something different? And I forwarded that on to Educate, and they changed to the name brand in that case.
Okay.
Well, when Ms. Baker was near me last night when I was looking at these kits, and she said that she realizes that the teacher lists are also way too expensive. So I mentioned that last year we wanted to have them scale it back, but that we were switching to you being in charge, and it was like the rush time frame. So she is supportive of us having the teachers really fine-tune their lists because they could be significantly scaled back.
I keep using notebooks that Matilda brought home.
I have a whole tub of partially used
using them at
books.
home for other
I
things.
noticed
It's
like half of our little plastic two-pocket folders accidentally got left behind and not taken to school a month after school started, and nobody noticed.
Yeah.
And I know those are like pops.
It adds up, though, and if we can have the teacher, so it sounds like Ms. Baker is going to support us scaling this back, which no matter what makes the cost of our kids go down.
Yeah, because
all this
it's
stuff
ridiculous.
that's
Like, look at this.
Do we know the difference, between the price of the Educate kit versus First Day? Because I will admit I did like First Day.
Like the markup?
Yeah, like what will we be paying as parents?
The markup is literally whatever we want it to be.
Okay.
We choose, because obviously there's a markup, which is how we make money.
Right.
So,
right, of course.
Okay, they price out their list, and then we say, well, let's add this percentage to it. So
no, but like, what is their price?
Let's say we just wanted to make 10%. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just throwing a number out there. What would?
I think $12 was the largest difference, and some of Educate was higher, and some of First Day was higher, but there was no more than a $12 difference.
Well, and you have on here that Educate's going to give us an additional 10% discount this year just because?
They've continued the 10% discount, so this is our third year with them, right?
Oh, okay. Yes, it would be.
So the first year they gave us a 10% discount for being a newly joining company. Last year, noting the turnover in a new rep, and I mean, there was a little bit of a learning curve.
So sort of something they just kind of do.
I think what happened was they panicked a little bit because they didn't get a confirmation from us as early as they were hoping. So they offered to extend that 10% from the year before if we would just go ahead and commit with them.
And then this year they know we're bothered, so we're getting
upset. Okay. So we're continuing our first-timer discounts. Okay. So we get, and that's the discount off of like the base price of it.
So we're saving money on them in addition.
So essentially, I think last year's markup on most of them was 15%. That's your convenience fee, if you will, for it being sitting here waiting on the desk for you. There were two lists.
Worth it.
Expensive than the others by quite a bit. So I made the executive decision with our reps to knock those down to an 8% markup so that they did not look so significantly more expensive. We still made more money in Educate than we were expecting, but these two grades had extensive requests. So if you take into account that 10%, you're really paying about 5% more than you would going to a store buying the same product, and it arrives on the desk.
And it's a fundraiser.
Oh, I'm all for this. I think delivering, if I don't have to be in a store with these school supplies, I'm fine.
Amen. But those are the two.
Gina, you like the first?
I liked the first day, but I just felt, I don't know, the colors are vibrant. You know what I mean? It's all the stuff we've seen before, and they did have all the name brand stuff in it. Not that I care if my kid's glue is name brand. I really don't care if they have name brand anything, but it just, I don't know, it's true, you buy the cheaper stuff, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and again, if name brands are something we want to insist on, we insist on them, and they do what we ask them to. You guys,
right, and I think
the teachers complain about it then.
Yeah, we can say, okay, well, guess what, guys, we're sticking with Educate, but we heard your complaints. We'll make sure everything's name brand this year.
And if we get blowback from Educate, then we revote.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. That started doing it in November and not in February.
Right.
So then, you know, hey, you know, I appreciate that you're addressing the issues we had last time. Here are a couple more further notes I want to give you. Whatever it is that we ask them for, only name brands, whatever it may be, I would almost guarantee you they would bend over backwards because they kind of are. And if they don't, we go somewhere else.
Then maybe you
then
try
I bring
the
it back
first
to you
day
guys
or
and say,
something.
hey guys, you know, they pushed back, they don't want to do this for us, and we can look at it again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I think, I mean, Rebecca knows I was all for first kids this afternoon. I was, you know, just looked better. The other two, no, they looked like, I don't even know what they were, but the first day it looked, and all the teachers liked them. I mean, everybody just kind of was like, oh, that one's good. But I agree, if we can stick with Educate, because they are willing to work with us and they are willing to bend over backwards for us, I mean, why not give them another chance? We know that they deliver. It's, you know, we know what they do. We've seen it. I mean, we're not going to be missing, you know, some kids 2 weeks into the school. They're going to have them there, even if the breath test deliver them. So I say stick with them.
We did receive absolutely everything we were meant to receive. Nothing did not, like, no child was short anything. They were able to accommodate us for a mom who kind of dropped the ball and thought she ordered and didn't, and they said, hey, it's cool, we have an extra. And they, you know, the kid had it here in time. The only thing that was the issue was the complete and total disorganization of the communication and the delivery.
At least you have they gave some reason why.
Oh, yeah. Right, there was logic to it. And
at least it wasn't just
that.
like a random, like, we don't know what happened, but
well,
it was a mess.
My biggest thing, if they're willing to fix their issues, and it's assumed, let's give them the benefit that they're going to do better this year. The deadline to me is, I mean, July 1st, I don't think we'll sell a whole lot, even if we promote it. July 19th is reasonable. I think between July 15th and 19th, we'll sell almost everything.
That's what we
started our spirit wear sales stuff. Yeah, people's brains are enough attuned to school starting by after 4th of July.
You're a month out.
But before end of June, I'm still in school. You know, my kid hasn't transitioned in my mind yet. I don't like the July 1st. I just don't think it makes sense.
That's
just silly.
I mean, I pretty much in my head wrote them off as soon as they told me that.
And that might make more sense.
July 1st is silly.
Definitely silly. We have a different community. Some people don't know yet if they're coming back the next year.
Some people don't know July 19th.
Right,
you know,
but at least it's a higher chance. So
when do parents find out when they win the lottery too? And there's people
February.
It's in February.
Yeah, I had people that emailed us like I was in the waiting list, and then
I mean, just up until last month, people were still starting school. They can get accepted.
I had that too.
October.
I had that too. I had people who reached out to me, and I said, you know, hey, I am really sorry we had a strict deadline that has well passed, but next year,
Well, guys, I want to keep us moving along. It sounds like we have pretty good opinions. I personally would vote for Educate.
kind of, let's just go around and say what your thoughts are, and then we'll see if we have any problems or if everybody's kind of solid. Mayor?
I give them another chance. I know that they have to.
I agree.
Okay. Gina?
I say stay with Educate and let them work it out.
You were first day? Or do you?
What? No,
I
I
was
said
going
let's
through
give
and
Educate another chance.
Okay. Sarah?
I mean, but with name brand.
Right.
I make that note now.
Sarah, are you still on?
Yes.
Do you have a preference?
I don't really have a preference. Whatever is going to be
Emma?
less of a headache for, whoever's taking care of it.
I say give Educate another chance for 2 reasons. 1, because we have a local rep, and 2, I have had experience with their customer service, and it's been really great.
Yeah, I agree too. And Jessica emailed in that she also wanted us to try Educate. She had some good reasons why. Okay, so can we make a motion to continue with Educate this year, assuming we don't encounter any problems between now and official ordering time?
I motion.
Anyone second Karen's motion? All in favor?
Gina.
Good
Sarah.
job.
I followed the rules.
I appreciate that. All right. And guys, I'm just going to try to rush us through, frankly, because I just got to get my kids home. The next thing, and then we'll do book fair. I know, guys, if you just move, the light will come back on. They might like it. I know I'm thinking of doing. All right, this one shouldn't take long. I just want to present it to you guys. I don't think you'll have any issues with it. We found out, I think I've told you all before, I'm on a forum for on Facebook for PTO leaders like across the nation, so I get some good ideas. Somebody made a comment about a Shutterfly storefront, like kind of like our Amazon and things like that, where you can buy and get school stuff. What we found out, Gretchen and I were looking into it, if you are associated with LifeTouch, whether you do school pictures or yearbook through them, you can get a storefront through Shutterfly, because LifeTouch and Shutterfly are the same company now. So we applied because we wanted to understand the process. So we are set up. I just need to get you guys' approval that, yes, we can do this and move forward.
I love Shutterfly.
It is socratespfi.shutterflystorefront.com. You go to it, we would get 8%. For comparison, we get 0.5% at like Amazon. 8% of anything anyone orders ever. If they click that link, then it takes them to the normal Shutterfly website. You can use same promo code,
Amazon Prime.
anything. It is Amazon Prime on Shutterfly, but 8% is a lot compared to all these other affiliate links.
If we're going to do it, we have to do it now.
Right. So they provide. These are my. I don't have a color printer at home, so these are my. They created these flyers, and you can customize it. These will be ready to go out like immediately, and we can pump it.
It's a really good company.
So take a look at these. There's there's holiday cards. There's the book. There's
I vote yes.
all that stuff. We earn money on it. So okay.
And if you
Okay, good.
So can you use the app too?
I think as long as you start with the affiliate link. Start with that. Once you place your order, you're in.
With Amazon, if I go to Amazon,
Grab something, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I've never used it that way. But yeah, I did hear.
I'm asking
about that
because using the Shutterfly app, you can get a lot of pictures for free with the free shipping.
Okay.
So, like, I scrapbook, so I kind of like accumulate, and then I can do like 100 pictures for free. And
I
just
don't
pay
know
the
if
shipping,
it would
so
work
it's like,
through the app.
So that's what I was.
You can try it out for us
but
and
not
see if
really.
it works.
Yeah. So if
If you're doing it for free, we wouldn't
order
get anything
everything.
for that anyway.
If it's free,
yeah.
I don't get anything for it.
No, but you pay like.
You buy other things.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like a
And it earns
coupon.
them for you.
Yeah.
okay.
Like using a coupon. That's what I said.
Try it out and see if it looks like you got on it. Like
Because
I did not try it on a phone. I don't have the app, but I just have tested it, and it takes us to a basic page. But it can be shared with anybody. Like, hey, tell your grandparents to use this. Tell everyone you know to shop with this link. And we could earn a lot of money by people ordering their supplies, you know. So, all right. So I would like us to officially vote to start the Shutterfly storefront fundraiser. It's already set up, but that was because we needed to understand how it worked. So can I have a motion to officially start our Shutterfly PFI fundraiser?
Yep. Motion. Brian,
Anyone second Emma's motion?
I second.
Gina does.
All right. Whatever. All in favor?
It's late.
So, Fran, I don't think we have to quantity, but can we add a budget line under the? Well, do we line out store programs, or do we just keep it vague? Okay, so it'll fall under store programs.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, we'll just group anything that happens in there.
Gotcha.
And then internally, we'll be able to know how much it really made. I will. Yes, I was going to say I will send you. Well, here, you take this as a reminder, but then if I don't send you the other prettier versions, remind me.
I don't know.
You can take that.
Now, this is good because a lot of people start right now with the Christmas pictures.
Yeah,
so not December 23rd like me. Every year, and my husband wants to kill me.
When I realized it was like, we don't have time to do it, so we didn't do anything.
That's always
and I don't know if I'm doing it.
I can do it, and Shutterfly gets it to me, and I get it. Yes, they do.
Well, let's move on to
book fair.
Yeah, let's move on to book fair.
Thanksgiving Day around that. No, I mean, like last year was like, it's like
all right,
almost New Year's Eve.
I know. I gotta go. It's a book fair.
Okay, so Scholastic delivered the book fair. It's here tomorrow. It's going to be set up, and then it will be here all next week. And I got a lot of volunteers signed up to help for the book fair, which is awesome because in the spring there were barely any. We had only like a few.
I love how quick
we're all
it goes.
tired by this.
I know. No one wants to. I gotcha. So that's really, I don't know. That's really my update about the book fair.
I wanted to add then that as a reminder to anyone who doesn't remember this, the money that we get from the book fair, we take in Scholastic dollars.
Yes.
And we have not allocated the money to the teachers this year. So we will wait until this book fair is over.
And then we need to do it.
And then we'll divide the money out to all the grades. And usually they ask if VC can get some. And then they get to put their wish lists in. And then we initiate it. So we will give them like a 2-week period or whatever. But we decided instead of doing it in October, we just decided to wait until after this fair.
After this one and have a real.
And it'll be good numbers. It'll be like each grade's probably going to have like several $100s.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know if it's possible. They gave us like a free shipping coupon that's good until January 31st.
Okay.
So if we could place an order before then, it's good because it's a lot of money.
Do you know how? Oh, go ahead.
Do we have? Can the parents order online and it go toward our pot, if you will?
Yes, they can. And
it doesn't go. It won't go specific.
No, it does.
It's a wallet.
There's like
there's a period. It's longer than our week, right?
Oh yeah, online. It starts like now, and it goes a little bit after our book fair. But all the online sales, like we get.
Like, could we promote like can't make it to the book fair? Order here with free shipping.
Yeah.
Can the shipping code be shared?
No. I think it would be
for us ordering with Scholastic dollars, not for the parents.
Okay, but the shipping comes to the. I have done it online before.
It comes to school.
It comes to the school. Like
so it sounds like now that it's going to come to your house.
Oh, okay. Because
I have to check on the shipping though, which I thought was better, but I wasn't thinking about the shipping piece. They should have free shipping on
because
that.
until
at least over a certain
last year, it was like
just
we send it to your to your homeroom and
it always came and it gets into George's office and then. It just depends on how it came. Sometimes it was hard to figure out.
You know, though, it could be really cool if it does come to the home because we could promote it when the book fair ends.
Yeah.
you still have time to buy books for your children's holiday gifts.
Yeah.
Earn money for the school, come straight to home, the kids will see it. Because if it goes to the school, it goes to the school, then they see it. So that would give us another angle to promote it
Now
too.
you can do, instead of buying online, you can do the wallet. Girl, I'm going to be standing in line at that book fair because I'm a sucker on like Monday morning, maybe Tuesday if I'm lucky. I'm good.
Everything.
I only heard shipping and went, ooh, promo. Oh, here we go. With Matilda, I did buy a couple books that I wanted. Went to her homeroom, and then I gave her my few bucks in the wallet, and then like go. Because I forgot I have a
Okay. All right, let's see what Fran's got.
Yes.
All orders ship home. Free shipping on book-only orders over $25. Okay, so I have this here to make copies of tomorrow, and I didn't remember that one. So we have that, and they also provided to us, which they've done the past few times, every teacher will get this a $5 off $20 purchase. So, and I put that in the mailboxes. So, I think something else about the percentage of the online stuff. Here. Online fair, 5 days before, during the fair, and 2 days after. So it says a total of 14 days. 25% of sales from this in Scholastic dollars, and 2% the rest of the time that we earn on these online sales. So they're trying to get us to get people to do that.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
The e-wallet.
Included, like that's an online sale? Or how
So no, because if the parents did, if they bought something home, they would just complete the purchase themselves. So the e-wallet is for them to load money into the e-wallet. For the like no,
like online sales, or does it
No.
count like?
No, just the e-wallet is like what they buy at the fair.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Anything else at the moment, or we just see how it goes?
I hope. Yeah.
Sure, it's gonna be awesome.
I hope it's good.
I don't have much for campus beautification. I don't have it on here, but I talked to Jaya and Colleen, who did the fall decor, and on December 3rd, they're going to come in and switch it out to winter. They're both free. That's like the Monday or Tuesday that we get back from break, I think Tuesday. So I wanted it to be done as early as possible. They both happen to be free, so they are both going to come in and handle all of our holiday decorations.
Beautiful wreaths.
Yeah. Graham makes most of those. I don't know if you know who she is.
No. Wow.
Yeah, she likes doing that stuff. We did start with Miss Decker as a way to kind of do a service for the music department. We created a sign-up genius for decorating the day before performances and setting up the rows and stuff the day of. We had like 3 or 4 people sign up for the Veterans Day performance. She said only one of them showed up. She said she did not email them because she thought Sign Up Genius did it for her. So but they didn't come, or they didn't come help. Which, you know, we all know how it goes. So we're just going to try the Sign Up Genius for the Holiday Around the World performance is still done. She is going, now the Veterans Day one wasn't done in time for her to promote it to that grade. She's about to send her communication to that grade family, and she's going to she's going to include it to that. And so hopefully there'll be more of the people who are already coming, and that makes more sense to have it done. So she's also going to communicate with them a little bit sooner, just to like reiterate, like, hey, here's what I need you to do. Because I didn't want to be in charge of it. We were sort of trying this. It's like, is this helpful? You have some people signed up. Here you go. Tell them what you need them to do. Like, I don't want to. I sent her the exported spreadsheet of the names and their email address, but I didn't want to do the communication.
Well, that follow-up email goes a long way, because then you're not failing Sign-Up Genius, you're failing students.
Yeah, sure. So we're going to try it again for the holiday around the world, but the Sign Up Genius is covering all of Miss Decker's performances for the year. I told the school if they want to add in group performances, band stuff, but no one replied to that. So we'll just try it with her, and if it works, then expand on it for next year. But I mean, what a great way to get more people to help. They're already there. Let them help set up chairs. Like, seemed like a no-brainer. So we're going to continue with that and see how the next one goes. Emma, do you have anything to share on school pictures?
Just really quickly, we had our makeup day this week, and that went smoothly. We had 11 students who didn't take their photos on original day that needed to take their photo this time around. The bulk of the photos, I believe, was for staff members. I didn't stay beyond the scholars taking their photos. So once the scholars were done taking their photos, I had to leave for work. So I am assuming that the staff members got their photos taken because there were a bunch of them that didn't take their photos. The only other thing I wanted to talk about, Rebecca, real quick, was about the fall pictures for the holiday pictures. Last year we tried doing that. We tried having Barbara take pictures of families, you know, Socrates families, and that didn't go over too well. I don't think it was very efficient or use of Barbara's time because of the number of families that participated. So I didn't put a lot of effort into that, or any effort into that at all this year for that reason. But I would like us to do something, you know, going forward during the fall for families, and also try to revise what we would do for spring, because spring of this year as well wasn't really profitable for Barbara. So maybe next meeting we can have some discussions around what we think we should be doing for spring, for families, spring pictures. And excuse me, my kids are trying to get to bed and yelling at each other.
I just made a note. Let's put the pictures at a higher part in the agenda in our January meeting, and that'll give us time to kind of really discuss that in more depth.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything? Any questions for Emma for now? Amy did not give me a report, so we don't have anything for grants. To be honest, I don't have anything to show for these magnets. I thought I would. I haven't had a chance. Has anyone else even had a chance to think about it, really?
I only have, and these are like ideas. It's not even like anything finished. These,
So an owl with the 36 on its belly?
yes. This is one, and we can change where Socrates with the name goes. Like that, it looks kind of weird like that. But this is one idea, and it can be with different colors, like something simple, like instead of the yellow. And then I have, what was last year's day?
Blue ribbon volunteer. The big deal for it was gold medal volunteer.
And these, it's not even finished, but the idea is to make
the body,
the body with the 36.
I wonder if you did that.
But
and then we added the wings, so the 36 is part of the belly, but it's really the body.
Yeah,
like it's bolder.
It's just and like I said, these none of this is finished. It's just really good.
But it's stemming me. I was going to say your ideas are creating.
They're very good.
That is like the owl thing. Then the other thing was like mind growth. So something like that. I like a little funky. I like that.
Oh.
The growth mindset.
Yeah, I
like
think
like
that's the
this
theme.
is just like it's picture
like the blue ribbon.
I put
Yeah.
like last year. I didn't even like really work on it. I just put two things together. So and then just find something clever to pop on the bottom of that light bulb. Get yourself an idea right there. That's cute. I just like it because it's very different than anything we've done.
And then I thought like it's not like something like that, like the frame.
Oh my God! It's a sweatband.
That's that sounds really cute.
But I mean, like all these, like nothing is really finished.
They're really good.
Yeah, I like them. It's a good start.
I
It
like
definitely
all of
is.
them.
It's just like kind of like the way your brain works. Like, I like
thinking
your
a little bit
your actual
separate.
brain, not the one you I like your brain.
What does your brain look like? Can you duplicate it?
I don't know, my
and
teacher used to say that I didn't have one, and then I had to have an MRI. I had, like, some problems, and then I was like, see, I have one. And she's like, when we get that, we can donate it because it's going to be, like, completely new, like, brand new.
I do, just personal taste. I like the last two a little bit more. Obviously, the owls are great, but I feel like the owls could be anytime, and I feel like those light bulb moments or like the little split brain, those really do fit this year's theme. And if there's a year that we have a tougher theme to come up with, like, you know, a brain with a split brain on the floor, there's the owl to fall back on.
I like it, and like you did your work, like you know, you worked it out, and you did 36 hours.
Clever.
So, yeah.
So my vote for concept is going to be the brain, because the Think Grant thing uses that light bulb imagery, and so
I like the brain.
And so
we just use that same light bulb, the light bulb, and instead of the like the 30, like you can work with 36.
we could, but I mean, if that was what we like that idea.
But
better,
it's not
but
related.
I think it's fun.
Can you put a dumbbell in that little brain?
Well, that's the thing. I'm taking your ideas and I'm like, let's start. I can start sketching.
It is
See,
super cute.
I like the.
Oh, and the dump is me lifting a 36-pound weight.
Heck yeah. I really like you
that.
incorporated the growth mindset
I do too.
that
It
our
helps
kids are hearing all
get
the
that
time.
theme.
And also like working hard at doing like the 36 hours.
Yeah, and like I feel like this is like, it's not even me sketching, it's like pretty much like putting pictures on a side.
All right, so
yourself.
no, but your
No,
brain,
but like
so the
it's
brain, the
kids.
split band has the Greek essay, and then the dumbbell, which we can make when I can help a design, and the dumbbell can be bigger, and it can be a big old 36.
I like that.
And so the dumbbell,
I
yeah,
love that.
and then
we
we
need like a little clever saying of some sort.
so something that comes with the to tie it into a volunteer.
And into the growth mindset.
So think on that. We'll work on the idea of it, but
I can't.
does anyone not want to?
not
I think we
creative
just
like that.
proceed with the brain guy.
I love it.
Okay.
Really cute.
And the
It's
dumbbell.
so cute.
And then we can bounce some ideas back and forth and finalize it.
Can
Now
you
you're out.
show them like your phone, that little?
They're not on the video.
Oh, they can't see. Okay.
No, I have the video still just for the recording,
But maybe you could
but
get
Oh,
they
they
are
can't
all
see us.
none of that.
Okay.
They're all
I
on
can
the
send them
audio.
to the group.
Yeah, that's
That's
great.
cute.
So do that.
So along, just as that we're talking about volunteering, and I know we spoke about this. Does anybody enter their volunteer hours? Any of us into the?
I am this year.
I did yesterday.
Okay.
I'm going to do a monthly this year, and I'm loosely tracking because I want to have an idea of how much time I actually spend.
Okay, because I know the last time I thought I asked, everyone was like, "No, it's so
Janice
much."
will
Like, I don't
enter everyone
But
as
then-
40, but I want to kind of have an idea.
I got an email that was like, "You haven't
I
had
had,
any,"
like,
and
Just go in and
so now I
kind
have to
of
go back
guesstimate, and you've already. I mean, these meetings
yeah.
they add up. You have plenty. It's just
Yeah.
I mean, even the field trip the other day, the whole day counts. You
Yeah.
know, like there's no question of hours. It's just going and put a number in.
No.
I'm
It's
I'm tracking
now I
it.
haven't done it.
I'm tracking it loosely this year because I just wanted to get an idea.
I loved 45, but that is kind of like, it's not like, if I really count all the minutes, it's probably more than that. But
Yeah.
But that's what I had, and that's not even PFI only. I did like I donated stuff on the wish list.
Sure.
I was in Matthew's life. So if I really did the math, it's more than 45. I just
But I mean,
chose.
I'm gonna get on it because I want to bring them.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Thank you.
I know.
I
So,
want a little-
I would
I'm
like
doing it. I
us.
want that
I would
guy.
like us to be able to get that done so we can have it ordered so that we can start distributing in the new year. Because some people have already finished, and I'd like for it to be something we can get out as soon as possible. So I'm going to run with this brain sketch. You guys think of a short, quick, like, phrase that ties it together to somehow volunteer or something super brainy, whatever. We got to think on the that part of it. But I love the dumbbell sweatband brain. I think we can do something cute with that. So great. I have nothing else. Does anyone have anything else to add at the moment, or can we close it down? They're going to be tired tomorrow. All right. Well, can I have a motion to close the meeting at 8:45 p.m.?
Yes.
Second? I remember. All right. All in favor? Yes. All right. The meeting's closed.
Okay, wait. So before.